I know I said last week was going to be short, and it wasn't, but with MLB The Show 25 coming out last weekend and March Madness coming up this weekend, I'm scrambling to get all my expensive-ass eggs in a basket. All right, so this past week, the land of the rising sun took things literally, and we kicked off the start of the MLB regular season during sunrise on Tuesday. We also learned that Bill Belichick can keep a more stable relationship with a 24-year-old than Carson Beck. And the Bengals are known as the Bungles for a reason. They completely bungled all of these contracts and now have the same exact offense as last year, just way more expensive, and a defense that is worse that costs just about the same amount without their best defensive player from last year. Seems smart to me. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and listen anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. And make sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week. All that racket and a racket coming to you in episode 145 of HN'P.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The ski stash! The ski stash! Welcome to the Big Ten. Beijers go drink, man. Let's go!
All right, if you're watching this the same weekend it came out, I'm in Pittsburgh enjoying March Madness. Hell yeah, you know it, I'm a Chains. And since it's March Madness, let's continue the tradition. Third straight year with the Hoagies and Pierogis bracket. Here we go. All right, obviously we're starting out with Auburn at number 1. Louisville Creighton. Let's go with, my gut says, these 8-9 matchups are always so weird. I'm going to go Louisville. Michigan, UC San Diego. I don't know why. I like this 5-12 upset. I like the Tridents. I just like the logo, kind of. You know what? Texas A&M or Yale? Let's look into the preview of this one. This one might be a little bit of a blowout. Texas A&M is 78% favorites. All right. Well, look at that overall. They just beat Auburn. So, yeah, and then Yale just beat Princeton and Cornell twice. Not just, but their recent big wins. Okay. Yeah, let's go Texas A&M. Ole Miss or San Diego State UNC. I wonder if this game is on soon, isn't it? Let's go with I don't know. The SEC seems dominant this year. Iowa State, Lipscomb. Obviously, Iowa State's going to be favored heavily. But, I mean, has Lipscomb done anything? I don't think so. Let's go with Iowa State. Marquette, New Mexico. My gut's saying New Mexico. Michigan State. Obviously, Florida. UConn or Oklahoma? I'm going to go UConn. Memphis, Colorado State. Let's go Colorado State. I believe Colorado State's favored still. Yep, 2.5-point favorites. So I feel comfortable with that pick. The first time I saw it, I already made brackets. But the first time that I saw it, I picked Colorado State without knowing that they were favored. So I felt good about that one. Maryland or Grand Canyon? Grand Canyon did good for me. What was that? Last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember. The years are starting to blur together of March Madness at Shane's house. I'm going to go Maryland. I think it's going to be a group ride on Drake, so I'm going to go Drake there. And Texas Tech. Arkansas or Kansas. I just think it would be funny if John Calipari lost in the first round, so let's go with Kansas. St. John's. Although I could see a good storyline being John Calipari against Rick Pitino. But yeah, St. John's is very good. Let's go Duke. Duke is the best team in the tournament as of, seeding. They have the best record this year. Mississippi State or Baylor? I'm going to go Mississippi State. Again, SEC. Just crazy good. I think we had some of our guys from the group last year went to go see Oregon, and they lost, I believe. So let's go with Liberty. Liberty, 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 Liberty. I like, you know what? The Zips. Let's go with the Zips. A 5-12 and a 4-13, same bracket. BYU, I'm choosing. Wisconsin. Let's go. As much as I would like to pick Vanderbilt Alabama matchup, just to say, hey, just in case Vanderbilt does pull off the upset against Alabama in basketball like they did in football, I think I'm going to go St. Mary's here. Let's go with Alabama. That would be very funny, though. Houston, Gonzaga or Georgia? I'm going to go... Let's look here. Gonzaga, I don't think is as good this year as they have been in the past. 25-8. Georgia's 20-12. They just beat Florida at the end of February. I don't know, but then they got blown out against Auburn, Bama, and Texas A&M. Holy shit. And got blown out by Florida before, so I don't know. Gonzaga's always good in the tournament. When was the last time Georgia was in the tournament? Were they in last year? I don't think so. This one I'm going to stick with Clemson. Purdue, they're still probably riding high. I'm going to go Purdue. This one, I'm going to go the winner of Texas or Xavier over Illinois. Kentucky. How about Utah State? Utah State over UCLA and Tennessee. Okay. I think it might get pretty chalky here soon. Let's go Auburn. Now, Ole Miss or Iowa State. Let's look at the preview of that. Blew out Arizona. Lost to the Cougars by 9. Lost to Kansas by 17. Iowa State did. Ole Miss isn't looking so great either. Although they did beat Tennessee and they have a win against Alabama in the books. Lost to the Gators and the Tigers as recently as that was 4 days ago. They lost to Auburn. And not by that much, though. Only 5 points. I'm going to go Ole Miss. Here. Got a little upset there. I don't know why, but I'm riding high on the UC San Diego wave. And then Michigan State here. This one is going to be tough, Florida UConn, because UConn obviously is coming off their second straight championship, so who knows what's going to happen this year. Are they going to beat Florida? Dan's riding high. I don't know. How about... That's Florida. Oh, man. UConn lost to St. John's twice. It looks like they're taking care of teams. It doesn't look like they're blowing people out, though. Florida kind of is. Florida's looking good. They just won the SEC championship, didn't they? That's who they beat. Tennessee 2 days ago. I think I got to go Florida here. I think that the chance for a three-peat ends this weekend. All right, Colorado State or Maryland. Here's where it gets a little bit tough now. Colorado State, Maryland. Beating up on Illinois this year. Let's look at the... Oh, Jesus. 4 seeds have won 12 of 13 meetings with number 12s. Oh, man, that's not great. Only one to win was Oregon State, which beat Oklahoma State. Yeah, I think I got to go Maryland here. I don't know if there's a chance for Colorado State. Keep riding Drake. Why not? Too bad for the Texas teams. St. John's got to keep going. Duke beating Mississippi State. Even if they lose Cooper Flag, I'm still pretty confident in Duke. I like the Zips against Liberty here. I don't even know why. They're both 28-6. They have any common opponents here notable? No, it doesn't look like it. Liberty 63% chance. 12 seeds are 9-3 against 13 seeds. Akron scores a lot of points per game, though. They allow a lot of points, but I don't know. They're both pretty low in the BPI ranking. Both 0-0 against top 25 teams. Yeah, let's stick with Akron. Why not? All right, here I'm going to go BYU. And then Alabama. Keep riding Houston. Fuck Purdue. Fuck Clemson. They fucked me over last year, I believe. And then here, Kentucky and Tennessee. So here, I got to go with Auburn. Michigan State or Ole Miss. I don't know. I think Ole Miss can surprise people this year. I don't know why. I do not watch enough basketball to make these decisions. But let's go Ole Miss. St. John's over Drake. The Drake train ends. Florida. BYU or Bama? Let's put Duke in there. I think they're both pretty high-scoring teams. One of the hottest teams in the country entering the NCAA tournament. Let's go. Relies on taking and making a ton of three-point shots. I think Alabama might be in the same boat, but they have the fastest tempo. They make 10.4 threes per game. Yeah, that seems like a lot. Turnovers and fouls have been the problems in Alabama's losses this season. So does it say something about their lack of size in the front court could be a weakness against stronger interior teams? If the shots are falling from beyond the arc, BYU has proven they can hang with just about anybody. So lack of size as opposed to turnover and foul trouble. Let's go BYU. Why not? Here, Houston, this one's going to be a tough one. I think this one's going to be a really good game. Kentucky or Tennessee? Kentucky allows a lot of points per game. No, I got to stick with Tennessee, I think. Okay, Elite Eight. Auburn or Ole Miss? Have they played each other? Yes, and Auburn won all 3 times. Oof. They won 106-76 one game and then 62-57 the next. Jesus. What happened? Let's stick with Auburn. Is 4th time the charm? I don't know. Florida or St. John's? I just have blind faith in Rick Pitino, so Pitino squad may boast the best defense in the country. The Gators boast an elite defense. Which one is better? Oh, Florida has way better odds to win. 1 seeds are 38-30 against 2 seeds. 1 seeds have won the past 5 out of 6 meetings. I don't know. I don't know. This one's tough. I know Florida just won the SEC championship, but they're both 30-4. That one's going to have to wait for a second. Here, you know what? BYU. BYU beating Duke. I could see it happening, especially if flag is out. Screw the numbers. Don't pay attention to any of this bullshit. All right. BYU, that's going to be my upset pick for the tournament. Now, Houston or Tennessee? Houston has a better percentage odds to win. 58.5 points per game to 63, and then 74.7 to 74.2. BPR rank 2, and then BPR rank 5. Oh, man. Now we're getting dicey. I mean, you know what? I don't want a whole bunch of ones in there. So let's just make it a whole bunch of twos. BYU, let's go. St. John's, let's go. But St. John's wins it against BYU. That's my choice. If this one's right, I mean, that would be insane. Let's go like 151. The original 151. And let's enter it. Why not? Submit bracket. Never mind. Let's not do that. There we go. Congrats. Your pick to cut down the nets is St. John's with a Final Four of Auburn, St. John's, BYU, and Tennessee. I like it. All right. On to the rest of the podcast. I absolutely cannot wait for this weekend. I am so excited, and I cannot wait to see how our bracket turns out. I'm this Michigan baseball player, and March Madness is that fat line he was pretending to snort. But on to more basketball. I wasn't going to bring this up, but Stephen A. Smith can't stop talking about his encounter with LeBron on the sideline. Like people who hate Harrison Butker can't stop talking about Harrison Butker. So if he's going to make it a thing, we'll talk about it. For those that don't know, LeBron was caught on video talking to Stephen A. Smith on the sideline after a game, saying something along the lines of, "Keep my son's name out your motherfucking mouth," and he was a slap away from becoming the next Will Smith. Just 2 years ago, when Bronny was in high school, it would have been weird for Stephen A. to be talking about him. Only then would LeBron's outburst have been warranted. But Bronny is a grown man in the NBA. He'll get it just like how anybody else that Stephen A. Smith talks about gets it. There's no sugarcoating it just because it's your son, LeBron. I mean, there is a legitimate debate to be had whether Bronny would have been drafted had he not been LeBron's son. Let's even ignore the fact that Bronny's agents told other teams to not draft him so that he could be a Laker, and they all abided by their request, which proves it. LeBron, if you want people to stop talking about your son like he's trash, maybe don't make him sit on the floor when he's in team sweats and you're in street clothes sitting on the bench. He's in the eye of the sports media world solely because of you, LeBron. Just chill out and let him defend himself. He's not that great. Let him prove to the haters that he can make it in the NBA without his dad coming in and defending him, having an outburst on the sidelines. And Stephen A. Smith mentioned it. He was like, LeBron has my number. Like, this could have been dealt with in so many different ways than in public on the sideline after a game. That's crazy. Honestly, LeBron should know better. I think that's the only thing that I wanted to mention on that topic. So let's move on to some baseball here. So the Savannah Bananas did end up selling out Raymond James Stadium. And I didn't realize it was this past weekend. But they streamed the whole thing on YouTube. Let's go. And I got to watch all 3 hours of it. I'm not going to recap the whole game. But the intros are lit. There's no other way to put it. I loved that. But honestly, you can only watch so much. I had to take a break at the halfway point, like after the top of the fourth inning. It takes a lot out of you just watching them do all those dances and all those flips and all the bad flips and all the tricks. Am I old? I feel like that's what old people say. Oh, that made me tired just watching. Yeah, that made me exhausted watching that. It was very fun, and I would like to go to a game, but maybe only one. I can only watch one game per year, and that was my one for this year. It was super flashy, and I really like the way that it was set up. I know RJ has explained it before since he actually got to go to a Savannah Banana game, but they do the innings by runs scored, and then you score a point if you have the most runs scored in that inning. So there were a lot of walk-off bottoms of innings, which was very weird. Now, unfortunately, they did not have the end zone set up, and they did not throw a Hail Mary to win the game. I would have been so impressed. But what was a tied game going into the extra innings, tied 3-3, and it's not extra innings. They get rounds to score as many runs as they can. The game ended 11-10. After it was 3-3. That's insane. I did love that. Banana Ball is very fun to watch, but very exhausting, like I said. But you know what? Forget for fun baseball. We have some real baseball to talk about. Let's go. MLB regular season started for the year. And I did get that Pirates bet in again. The win total is actually set at 75.5 wins again this year, so I better not be sweating it out until the second to last game of the season. But yes, the regular season started between the Cubs and the Dodgers, and for some reason the Cubs are considered the home team in Japan. That doesn't make any sense to me. They started at 7 p.m. Japan time, local time in Japan, which ended up being 6 a.m. for us. Well, guess who's up and at work and is not busy at work right now? This man right here. Guess who got to watch the whole game before 9 a.m.? This man right here. Let's go. It was so nice to be able to just sit back. And I was doing work. It wasn't like I was just sitting there doing nothing. Relax a little bit. Enjoy the sounds of baseball. Oh, Jason Benetti, too. I love Jason Benetti. He's always on the... what is it? The ESPN2 StatCast that they have for the playoffs. And I love watching that broadcast. He did a great job. I do love his sense of humor as well. Before the game, I did want to mention that Seiya Suzuki took batting practice with a samurai sword. He was out here playing Fruit Ninja with baseballs. Also, another thing that was really cool, and this is the only style of replay so far that has made me go, wait, was that a video game? I know a lot of other times MLB posts like, oh, this replay looks like a video game, but this one actually did.
Captivated the United States, and every time that he pitched, TVs were on here in Japan, and that was at the...
I think the first time I saw that, they were at the London series where they did a fly-through or like a flyover of a defensive play, and they were like, wow, it really looks like a video game, and I was like, no, the video game doesn't look that good. But this one, you could actually mistake this one for a full-blown video game. If only MLB The Show 25 had those graphics, that would be awesome. And the drone replay is really cool, but let's not act like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But yeah, it went very smooth. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was cruising after he let up the single in the first inning, second inning. I didn't write down when it was. But after that, he was cruising. They retired like 17 straight Cubs players or something crazy like that. Dodgers won 4-1 in game one. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning on Wednesday. I'm just not going to put that in here. I'm just going to enjoy that game, not make any notes on it. I mean, I barely made any notes on this one. Okay, so I did want to add a little bit here. I know I said I just wasn't going to, but this is Wednesday now. Max Muncy became the fourth player in MLB history to have a hit in 5 different countries or territories: USA, Canada, Mexico, South Korea, and now Japan. Also, Roki Sasaki was very erratic in his debut with 5 walks and 3 straight in the bottom of the third inning, walking in a run. Couldn't throw the slider or splitter for strikes and was struggling to throw his fastball in the zone when he needed to. Honestly, this reminded me a lot of Yamamoto's first start last year. Shohei also got his first home run of the year, and the Dodgers won the game 6-3 to start out 2-0, well on their way to 162-0. And then after the game was over, Pirates writer Alex Stumpf tweeted that Jared Jones was experiencing elbow discomfort and scratched from his last spring training start. Fuck me, just waiting for the Skeens announcement at this point. That was the thing that I was looking forward to the most this week for MLB. Skeens got 7 strikeouts on St. Patrick's Day. Lucky number 7. He's going to win the Cy Young. That confirms it. And MVP. Let's go. 300 strikeout season incoming. And speaking of a 300 strikeout season, that's what I'm going to try to do in MLB The Show 25 as my road to the show pitcher. The series has started. There are 2 episodes currently out on YouTube right now. Episode 3 goes out on Saturday. I'm probably actually going to do session number 2 here. And then I hope everything goes well. Full disclosure, I did try to go to the College World Series championship game, and I was shitting the bed a little bit, but my game crashed on me, and I did reload back in. I didn't play the game or anything, but I did reload back in, and the game is still available. It didn't skip the game or anything. Like, it didn't force a loss on me because the game crashed. So there's that. So I'm going to say that in the video again when I restart. But yeah, I hope it goes smooth. I hope there are no more crashes that happen like that. If that keeps happening, I don't know how much longer this series is going to last. To be honest with you, it was a pain in the ass to try to get all of this uploaded because the video was too big on the PS5, so it didn't upload to the app. And so then I couldn't just download the video from the app to my phone. I had to cut the videos in half on the PS5, upload them to a thumb drive, put those on the computer, and then try to piece them together and figure out which episode was going to be which. So I at least know what I'm doing now. It should go way more smooth in the future. That way the videos are going to be under 30 minutes long for sure now. I'm forced to make them under 30 minutes. The USB drive can only take 4 gigabytes max video at a time. So 30 minutes from the PS5 is just under 4 gigabytes. I got lucky with that number. I was about to spoil episode 3, but I'm not going to spoil it. I'm probably not going to talk about it too much on the podcast, just so that you guys go over there. I might mention it every week. Just go over there, check it out. I don't see any pitching road to the shows on YouTube yet. So they're all hitting, and there are only a few that I saw on GOAT. So we're one of the only road to the show pitching GOAT difficulty playthroughs that's on YouTube right now. Corner in the market. We got it. But yeah, I've always wanted to do a road to the show pitcher and upload the videos to YouTube or something like that. So this is kind of like, I'm finally doing it. It feels good. Check it out. Okay, let's move on to football. Some college news. Yes, Carson Beck transferred to Miami to be with his girlfriend, and now they're broken up not 3 months later before he even took a snap. This is going to be disastrous for him. Apparently, he cheated on her. So, yeah, he's a piece of shit. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, Bill Belichick is living his best life, lifting up his girlfriend on her stomach with his feet, and the Patriots subreddit hates it for some reason. Oh my god, all of these comments are like, he should be so embarrassed. Looks like a grandfather playing with his granddaughter. I can tell you this much, I would be nervous to do this with my wife. Props to him for not only doing this, but pulling it off. This does not affect me in the least, nor does it affect anyone else, so I don't care. Okay, so there are a lot more indifferent comments at the top than there were before. See, like, yeah, this one wasn't here. This is hilarious. Let the man live. He's experiencing things in life he never did at 72. Crazy how people can hate on people's happiness. Does he look ridiculous? Yes, but whatever. It's not our lives. And someone said, creepy. It's so goddamn embarrassing. Not that BB has ever cared about such things. Because the man sold out his entire personality to become an Instagram boyfriend the second he realized he could fuck a woman young enough to be his granddaughter. I'd feel a little bit embarrassed to introduce this woman to my family because of the age difference on 31. Because the man sold out his entire personality to become an Instagram boyfriend? What does that mean? He's the coach of North Carolina. What? Next comment is, I mean, my dad died stuck in a nursing home bed, withered away, unable to move from Parkinson's at 72. Bill's on the beach doing acro yoga. Could be worse. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. All the Belichick stands here defending this are just pathetic as he is. Why? People are laughing at this, and I guarantee he will not get a shot at an NFL job with this crap out there. That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, and then also something that I wasn't going to mention, but now I have to apparently. It's because someone said she's also his business manager and is getting CC'd on all his emails, which is not true. That email was specifically sent to the social media department of UNC, of the UNC football team. So she's being CC'd in on all of those emails. That's the perfect job for her. Why are people like blind to context? It's crazy. Let the man live his life. It's not like this is some insane, the relationship is insane. That is crazy. I do think that's crazy. But he's getting so much hate for it. It's weird. It's very weird. Just let him live. Some actual college news here. Milroe ran a 4.3740 at his pro day. Jesus Christ, that is fast. He should be a running back if he can hold on to the ball. All right, so we did have a couple of leftover deals from Wednesday until now. Not very many, though. But let's start with the Patriots. It's official. Cole Strange will be the starting guard next year after releasing David Andrews last Thursday for a failed physical. Unless they sign that Viking center that was just released, and they did right before I hit record. Garrett Bradbury, 2 years up to $12 million, only $3.8 million guaranteed. If it works out, that's great. He's good with the run, not that great against the pass, while Strange is pretty good against the pass, but terrible with the run. So I'm sure Vrabel is going to want to run the ball more, so Bradbury is kind of more in the mold of someone that he would want. Now, this is good that they're shoring up the line because in a lot of mock drafts, in both Daniel Jeremiah and Mel Kiper's mock drafts, they both put Travis Hunter at number 4 to the Patriots. Analysts continue to think that Sanders will be picked at number 2 or 3 by the Browns or the Giants. It's projected that Ward's going to go number 1 to the Titans now, or whoever moves up to get him, because he's obviously the best quarterback in the class. Even though I don't like his attitude that much. I like Sanders' attitude even less. I do think Ward has a lot more mobility than Sanders does, and I think he does have a little bit better of an arm, which then leaves the Browns with either Abdul Carter or Shedeur Sanders, which a lot of people are thinking they'll go with Carter just to make that defensive line even better to go along with Myles Garrett, who's going to be there for the next 4 years. So that leaves the Patriots with Travis Hunter. I do think that they'll go with him. I think that they'll fill him in at cornerback just as, they'll fill whatever role they need him to. And that doesn't mean that he's a role player. He'll excel at cornerback. He'll excel at wide receiver. If he only does one, he was good at both in college. Imagine if he just focuses on one at the next level. He'll be great at whatever he decides to do or whatever the team puts him at. He's not going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. He doesn't seem like that type of player. So yeah, we're still over a month away from the draft, but I'm really excited for it. Chiefs signed Gardner Minshew as their backup. That's not anything of note. Mason Graham back to the Steelers. Not the Steelers QB news that we were all expecting. Mac Jones to the 49ers as their backup quarterback now. And then the wide receiver news we were all waiting for. Cooper Kupp to the Seahawks. 3 years, $45 million. I am glad he didn't sign with the Patriots. Are you kidding me? Based on all reports, his knees are completely shot. That's like giving Juju that crazy contract instead of re-signing Jacoby Myers a couple years ago. This is going to be terrible for the Seahawks. They're making all of the wrong moves. Not keeping Geno, not keeping DK. I don't understand what they're doing up in Seattle. The Seahawks also signed DeMarcus Lawrence, which we already knew. But he said this week that Dallas was his home, but he knew he'd never win a Super Bowl there. Then Parsons tried to call him out on Twitter, and then DeMarcus Lawrence basically told him to shut the fuck up and tweet less. But yeah, I'm just holding it off at this point. Finally, we got the Jamar Chase extension, and along with it, a T. Higgins extension. Oh boy, Bengals, what are you doing? Holy shit. I didn't realize that they had the same agent, so this was just bound to happen. With what money? I have no idea, because Chase is getting paid $40.25 million a year, and Higgins is getting paid $29 million a year. Pats would have easily given him $35 million, though, which is why I'm a little bit disappointed in T. If you want to put up 7 touchdowns and still lose, that's on you, T. Higgins. Bengals, are you stupid? Like I said, this is the same exact offense you had last year. So the Bengals scored 27.7 points per game last year. This is going to be the same offense. Last year, they allowed 25.5 points per game. And this defense costs just as much as it did last year without their best pass rusher and one of the best pass rushers in the entire NFL, Trey Hendrickson. He had, 17, 18 sacks last year, something like that? One of those two numbers. How could you not prioritize that over T. Higgins? That doesn't make any sense to me. The Bengals are going to get decimated if they don't figure something out to keep Hendrickson, which I guess they're trying to. But how are they going to do that? It's something like 40% of the cap space is tied up in Burrow, Higgins, and Chase now. 3 players take up 40% of your cap space. It might even be more than that. I might be misquoting my buddy who's a Bengals fan. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. But also, this contract extension kind of came out of nowhere, and it is a crazy one. The Texans signed Stingley Jr. to a ludicrous contract extension. 3 years, $90 million, $89 million guaranteed. I have no idea why that last $1 million isn't guaranteed. It doesn't make sense, but it's just very funny. This also means that Christian Gonzalez is in line for a $30 million per year extension, and that's coming before a looming Drake May extension. But what I did want to mention about all of this LSU money, this post from SportsCenter is crazy. The 2019 LSU team now has over $666 million in contracts signed between all of them, which is still not as much as Shohei Ohtani or Juan Soto solo. Burrow 5'2", Chase 4'1", Justin Jefferson 4'1", and now Stingley with 3 years, $90 million. That's an insane amount of money from one college team, and is easily the most expensive college team in the history of the sport. Okay, I think this is the last thing that we had to mention for football. Let's go back to the AFC North and go to Cleveland, where they have a marriage, and there is probably some type of contract involved in this one as well, because Deshaun Watson is engaged to Jillianese. Yes, Jellianus, as AB puts it. The ring cost the Browns... It cost him $2.5 million. If that's how much it takes for a woman to say yes to him, imagine how much the settlement money must have been for his victims. Part of me thinks that's a huge reason why the Browns guaranteed his contract, so he could pay them all off, and Cleveland thought that they wouldn't have to deal with any more accusations. Allegedly. Alrighty, everybody. I believe that's it. Make sure... Happy Gilmore 2 release date confirmed today, July 25th. Let's go. I'm excited. I hope it's just as good as the first one. I really hope it's funny. Hope they don't make a woke. No, it should be good. Last thing I saw on Wednesday that is also Netflix related. Netflix came out with the quarterback, then receiver, so the next logical step should be running back, right? Nope, we're getting a mascot series in July. It looks like it's going to be the Bengals, Falcons, and Lions mascots.
You know what? They actually duped me. I didn't watch the trailer all the way through, and they're actually doing quarterback season 2, not mascot. I actually believed it. I really did.
Leave a like and comment on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for clips throughout the week. And we'll leave you with this. Munch, 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 munch. Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host, Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The Ski Stash! The Ski Stash! Welcome to the Big Ten. Beijers go drink, mate. Let's go.